Hold my beer. All right, folks, you wouldn't believe this. Donald Trump wants Elon Musk, the guy who sends rockets into space and builds electric cars, to be his advisor. Can you imagine that? Trump, the deal maker, and Musk, the innovator, working together? Talk about a power couple. Trump apparently reached out to Musk after throwing some shade at the EV tax credit, hinting he might scrap it. Now, this tax credit is a big deal for electric car companies like Tesla. It's like free money for people buying green cars. But Trump thinks it's time to cut the cord. And guess what? Musk, in his usual chill way, replied on social media with a picture of himself behind a podium that said Department of Government Efficiency, Doge. He even threw in a Doge reference for good measure. Classic Elon. So what does this all mean? Is Elon actually going to join the government? Will he be Trump's right-hand man, whispering sweet nothings about space travel and electric cars into his ear? Or is this just another one of Elon's Twitter jokes? Stay tuned, folks, because this is about to get interesting. Let's dive deeper into this intriguing proposition. Elon Musk, the man behind SpaceX, Tesla, and a myriad of other groundbreaking ventures, has always been a maverick. His approach to business and innovation is anything but conventional. From launching reusable rockets to making electric cars mainstream, Musk has consistently pushed the boundaries of what's possible. His vision for the future is both ambitious and audacious. But what would it mean for someone like Musk to step into the political arena? The government, with its bureaucratic red tape and slow-moving processes, is a stark contrast to the fast-paced world of tech startups. Could Musk's innovative mindset and penchant for disruption bring about real change in the government, or would he find himself bogged down by the very system he's trying to improve? One thing's for sure, Musk's involvement would certainly shake things up. His track record shows that he's not afraid to challenge the status quo and think outside the box. And let's not forget his social media presence. Musk's tweets have a way of making headlines and stirring up conversations. Whether he's joking or serious, people pay attention. Political analysts are already speculating about what Musk's role in the government could look like. Some believe he could bring much-needed efficiency and innovation, while others are skeptical about his ability to navigate the political landscape. Musk himself has remained somewhat cryptic about his intentions. While his tweet about the Department of Government Efficiency was clearly tongue-in-cheek, it does raise some interesting questions. Throughout history, there have been instances where outsiders have stepped into the political arena and made significant impacts. Could Musk be the next in line to do so? Only time will tell. For now, all we can do is watch and speculate. One thing's for certain, if Musk does decide to take on a role in the government, it will be anything but boring. So buckle up, folks. Whether it's a serious move or just another one of Musk's playful jabs, the idea of Elon Musk in the government is a fascinating one. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, he could be the one to bring about the change we've all been waiting for. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over. Now, let's talk about this EV tax credit thing. Trump says it's gotta go. He thinks electric cars are too expensive and that the government shouldn't be subsidizing them. Plus, he's all about bringing back American manufacturing jobs, and he's not a fan of China getting ahead in the electric car game. On the other hand, you've got the environmentalists and the electric car enthusiasts who think the tax credit is crucial for fighting climate change and reducing our dependence on fossil fuels. They argue that killing the credit would be a huge step backward for the green energy movement. So, who's right? Is the EV tax credit good for America? Or is it just a handout to rich people who can already afford fancy electric cars? And what about Tesla? Will they survive if the credit goes away? It's a tough call, man, but one thing's for sure, the stakes are high and everyone's watching to see what happens next. Now back to Trump and Musk. Have you noticed how much Trump loves talking about Elon? He's always praising him, calling him a genius and a visionary. It's kind of sweet, actually, like they're both these larger-than-life characters who defy convention and make headlines wherever they go. They're like the Batman and Superman of the business world. Except, one of them is building electric cars and the other one, well, But seriously, what's the deal with this bromance? Is it genuine admiration, or is Trump just trying to cozy up to Musk because he sees him as a valuable asset? I mean, let's be real, having Elon Musk on your team would be a major coup. He's like the cool kid in school that everyone wants to be friends with. Whatever the reason, there's no denying that Trump and Musk have a unique relationship. They're both disruptors, they're both polarizing figures, and they both have a knack for grabbing headlines, and now they might be joining forces. What a time to be alive. Musk in the White House? It sounds like the plot of a futuristic political thriller, but let's entertain this wild idea for a moment. What could possibly go wrong? Or perhaps what could go right? So let's imagine for a second that Elon actually accepts Trump's offer. Picture this: Musk, the tech visionary, stepping into the political arena. What would that look like? Would he revolutionize the way the government operates, or would he clash with the established norms? Would he be sitting in on cabinet meetings, offering his thoughts on trade deals and foreign policy? Imagine Musk's innovative ideas being discussed in the hallowed halls of power. Would he be advising Trump on how to make the government more efficient like he did with Tesla and SpaceX? His track record in the private sector is impressive, but would it translate to the public sector? Some people think Musk would be a breath of fresh air in Washington. They envision him as a disruptor who could cut through the red tape and bring about real change. They see him as a pragmatic problem solver who could cut through the bureaucracy and get things done. Others are more skeptical. They question whether his unconventional methods would be effective in the rigid structure of government. They worry that he's too inexperienced in the ways of government and that he'd be eaten alive by the political sharks. The political landscape is vastly different from the corporate world, and navigating it requires a different set of skills. And then there's the question of whether Musk could actually stomach working within the constraints of the government. He's known for his bold, sometimes controversial decisions. Would he be able to operate within the slower, more cautious pace of government? He's used to operating on his own terms, setting ambitious goals and taking risks. His ventures like SpaceX and Tesla thrive on innovation and rapid progress. Would he be able to adapt to the slow-moving world of politics? It's hard to say. The bureaucratic process is often slow and methodical, which could be frustrating for someone like Musk, who is accustomed to quick decision-making and immediate results. But one thing's for sure, it would be one hell of a show. The combination of Musk's visionary ideas and the unpredictable nature of politics would make for a fascinating, if not tumultuous, spectacle. Whether it would lead to groundbreaking changes or chaotic disruptions is anyone's guess. But the mere thought of Musk in the White House is enough to spark endless debates and discussions. Trump's auto industry smackdown tariffs, trade wars, and Mexican standoffs. Now let's talk about Trump's grand plan for the auto industry. This plan is not just a simple policy change, it's a bold move that aims to reshape the entire landscape of American manufacturing. Trump has always been vocal about his desire to bring back jobs to the United States, and the auto industry is a key part of that vision. He wants to bring back manufacturing jobs to the U.S., and he's not afraid to use tariffs and trade wars to do it. These tariffs are essentially taxes on imported goods, and they are designed to make foreign products more expensive, thereby encouraging consumers to buy American-made products instead. He slapped tariffs on imported steel and aluminum, which are critical materials for car manufacturing. The idea is to boost domestic production of these materials, but it also means that car manufacturers who rely on imported steel and aluminum now face higher costs. He's been going back and forth with China on trade, engaging in a tit-for-tat tariff battle that has affected a wide range of industries. The trade war with China is particularly significant because China is one of the largest markets for American cars and car parts. And he's even threatened to pull out of NAFTA, the trade agreement between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. NAFTA has been a cornerstone of North American trade for decades, and pulling out of it would have far-reaching consequences for the auto industry, which relies heavily on cross-border supply chains. Trump argues that these measures are necessary to protect American workers and businesses from unfair competition. He believes that by imposing tariffs and renegotiating trade deals, he can level the playing field and give American companies a fighting chance. But critics say they're counterproductive, leading to higher prices for consumers and hurting the very industries they're supposed to help. Higher tariffs mean higher costs for manufacturers, which are often passed on to consumers in the form of higher prices. The auto industry is caught in the middle of all this. On one hand, they stand to benefit from policies that encourage domestic production. On the other hand, they are hurt by the increased costs and supply chain disruptions caused by tariffs and trade wars. Car companies rely on global supply chains, sourcing parts and materials from all over the world. These supply chains are finely tuned, and any disruption can have significant ripple effects throughout the industry. And tariffs and trade barriers disrupt those chains, leading to higher costs and production delays. When parts are delayed or become more expensive, it can halt production lines and lead to layoffs and other economic hardships. It's a complicated situation, and there's no easy answer. Economists and industry experts are divided on whether these policies will ultimately help or hurt the American economy. Some argue that the short-term pain is necessary for long-term gain, while others believe the costs outweigh the benefits. But one thing's for sure, Trump's policies are shaking things up. The auto industry, which has long been a symbol of American manufacturing prowess, is now at the center of a heated debate about the future of trade and economic policy. And the auto industry is feeling the tremors. Companies are being forced to rethink their strategies, adapt to new realities, and navigate an increasingly uncertain landscape. The coming years will be crucial in determining whether these policies will lead to a resurgence of American manufacturing or further challenges for the industry.